Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of our NCAA Division III week. As you guys know, this week celebrates NCAA Division III athletics and the ability to observe and celebrate and the impact that athletics and student athletes have on a campus and the surrounding community. Today's focus is on leadership and community involvement, which takes part at Salem College. One of the individuals who's joining me today, who's had a major impact on the Salem community and on a national scale, is Bree Moore. Bree's joining us today to share her experiences with Morgan's Message and the work that Morgan Message does at Salem through this project. In the 4 years that Bree's been a member of Salem community, she played on the volleyball team. She played in 106 sets, and she finished her career with 498 assists. Her biggest impact that will extend beyond her playing days here at Salem will go beyond the court through Morgan's Message and all the work that she's done with that. So, Bree, first of all, thank you for joining us today to talk about Morgan's Message.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
No problem. First of all, I know you blame me for not getting 500 assists, so it's okay. But all right. Can you talk to us a little bit about Morgan's Message and the cause itself?
Yeah, so Morgan's Message is a nonprofit organization. It covers a variety of campuses, and it was created by Morgan Rogers' mom and her family. Morgan Rogers passed away in July of 2019. She was a Duke lacrosse player, and she passed away of suicide. So her family and friends created this organization to advocate for mental health, especially in the athlete community. And yeah, that's what we are.
Awesome. Can you tell us all, can you kind of explain to us all rather, how you created this organization at Salem? What kind of led you to create this organization here at Salem?
So I was in a nonprofit management class, and the main project of the class was to do something that we're passionate about, give back to our community. And I am very passionate about mental health, and I'm also an athlete, and I thought that being able to bring those two together and end the stigma was what I wanted to do. So I found Morgan's Message, and ironically I knew some of the lacrosse players that played with Morgan. So I joined and became an ambassador and applied, and then from there brought it as a chapter to Salem, which then turned into a club and has grown from there.
Awesome. So one of the things I think is, and I'm sure you would agree, is this kind of a stigma about college athletics, maybe even the high school aspect of it, is there's a lot of pressure. You know, there's a lot of pressure to either win, to be successful in some scale. Can you talk a little bit about your personal experiences and how you use your own experience in Morgan's Message, here and in other situations, so that you have a greater impact on the community and the community as a whole?
Yeah, so I always grew up with the mindset of tending more towards perfectionism, and I think that showed a lot in other things, even more than just athletics, like school and anything else I was involved in. Especially in high school, I always found the pressure of trying to get into college and play volleyball and wanting to extend to the next level. So with that idea of perfectionism, I started to get a lot of anxiety. I started to have panic attacks when I wasn't fitting in that perfect bubble that I wanted to fit in. So I think I always grew up trying to cope with that. And when I got here and found this opportunity, I wanted to make sure that it was advocated that feeling like that was okay and it was normal, and that it's not a bad thing to feel that way and to get help, and just knowing your resources, because I didn't really know my resources. So now being able to tell people like, hey, you can go here and it might help you feel better, is something that I really like to do.
Well, you personally do a great job. I mean, I see you at obviously volleyball games and everything, and you're always involved. And we give you a day for each one of your, in terms of each one of the sports, to be able to do something of that nature and to share your experience. So you do a great job with that, and you deserve a lot of credit for that. So I personally greatly appreciate that, because you do. You really get the message out there about it. And I guess, it's kind of odd for you right now because you are a graduating senior. You're going to be going out into the world and making an impact on a bigger scale. And I know that Kat Price of the softball team is going to be assuming a lot of your duties next year. So as all good leaders do, they kind of sit back and they take a look and they say, okay, here's what I've done while I was here. Here's what I want to do for the future and watch it grow. And I'm sure you're no different. So one thing, can you tell us a little bit how you can help it grow, as far as like how, if you're a student athlete and you feel this and you feel compelled to be a part of it, can you kind of give us all a place where we can go to experience that, or, and then expand a little bit more on like how you want to see it grow here?
Yeah, so Kat is going to be a great leader. She's already an ambassador. She applied, and she's a part of the big organization. So she's going to be a great president. And we have made some events that I'm hoping to be annual every year, and I'm hoping she'll be able to do that in the following years. Like, we are having the 5K run for the first time this year.
Right.
So that is exciting. We do the cycle bar giving ride. So being in growing those events for next year's to come is something I'm excited for. If you are an athlete and you want to be a part of this club, just getting involved, volunteering, coming to meetings. At our meetings, we do one each month, and it's based on something that we're wanting to learn in athletics. So one meeting we had on injuries and how that can affect athletes mentally. We also had one on performance anxiety. So if any of these topics interest you, feel free to come, and we'll welcome you with open arms.
Well, thank you, Bree. We greatly appreciate it, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right.